Hi, welcome to this video tutorial for the new TVDSB school websites. In this video, we'll be talking about logging in, editing a web page, some of the tools that are available to you while you're editing that web page, and how to publish that page to our public website. The first thing we'll need to do is navigate to the page that we want to edit. I'm going to go to the About Us page, where I've placed a whole bunch of placeholder text. So to log in, the first thing that we'll do is hit the Control key on your keyboard twice. So we'll be prompted to log in, and we'll use our Active Directory information to log in. So we'll know that we've logged in to this web page by the fact that there's now a toolbar across the top of our screen. We see certain prompts like Edit Logo, and as we scroll down we see a couple other items that we didn't see before, such as Manage Layout. So to edit the text, now that we've logged in, we can just click into anywhere of this body of text, and it'll pop open a text editing window. And you'll notice that a new toolbar has appeared. Some of these icons might be quite familiar to you already if you're used to some of the word processing programs. You have the ability to give some font treatments, such as bold or italics. We can also create numbered lists, or bulleted lists. And we have the ability to indent. So I'm going to talk about linking some text. There's basically three different links that you'll use. You'll link to a page on your own website, you'll link to a page that's not on your website, or you'll want to link to a document of some sort. So to link to a page that's already on your website, what you'll do is highlight some text, and we'll use the link icon, which is a chain link. When you click on the chain link, a pop-up box appears. This link URL field is a searchable field, so it'll actually look for any page that's already on your website. So if I start typing contact, you can see it suggests certain entries. So I clicked on Contact Us, and it filled out the rest of the information for me. Because I'm linking to a page that's on my own website, I want to set it so that when the user clicks the link, they'll stay on my website. This is what this means in the target drop-down area. Open in this window and frame will open this link in the same window that I'm currently using. A piece that you'll want to ensure is done is this title field. This is for accessibility, so we want to make sure that it's filled out with View Our Contact Us page, or some other description of where the user will be led to by clicking that link. So now that all these details are filled out, I'll click Insert, and my font is given color treatment according to what the colors are set for my website. As you can see that I have this burgundy color set for my website, so the link color is reminiscent of that. So that's to link to a page on my website already. Now I'm going to link to a page that's not already on my website. So once again, I will highlight some text, and I will also click the link icon here. Now it's asking for the URL, and because this link that I'm going to put in is not on my website, best practice is to go to the actual website we'd like to link to, We'll copy the address and then we will paste it into our link URL field. Now, when I click over here, it fills out the rest of the information for me. This web system knows that it's an external link, so it's going to open this link in a new window, which will keep our website open in the background, so users can always come back to it. And it'll also fill out the title. Now, this isn't very friendly to screen readers because it'll read out the entire URL. I can change this if I'd like to remove some of the extra code in there. And now users will be told that they're going to open a new window to view lipsum.com. So now that I have all that set, I'm going to click Insert, and that text is now linked to an external website. Now, the third type of link I was talking about is to a document. In order to link to a document, what we need to do is bring that document from our computer onto the web server so that we can point our link to that web server link. So again, we'll highlight some text and we'll click the chain link icon. This time, we'll use our file browser icon. When we click this, it'll open a new window. You won't see this large list of schools, but I do. So I'm going to go to my test school folder here. When you click that file browser icon here, it'll open up this new window. And this is probably what you'll see. You'll see a file that says EN. When you click into the EN folder, you're shown your main menu items, our school, parents, programs, and students, as well as some other items. We want to be as organized as possible, so when I upload my document, I'm going to put it into my resources folder. So I'll click in there, and you can see that I've created two folders. I have a documents folder and an images folder. I'm going to create another folder just for our training purposes here. And now you'll see that that folder has been inserted. One thing I do want to bring to your attention is that once we clicked into the resources folder, the ability to add a folder or upload a document becomes available. So because we're not in that resources folder, those options are not available to us now. When I click in there, you can see they pop up. I now have the ability to create a folder or upload a document. So I'm going to upload my document directly into my training documents folder, and you can see the file path up here. So you can always kind of tell where you are. To upload my document and move it from my computer onto the web server, I'll click Upload. And this tells me all the different file types that I can upload. It also tells me the maximum size of the file that I can upload right here. So when I click Choose Files, it'll bring up my computer's file browser. Now this will look a little different to you if you're working on a Windows computer. I'm working on a Mac, so that's what you see. That's why it looks so different to you. But when I go to my desktop, and I'll find my document, and I'll click Open. It then summarizes some of the information. So that make sure that this is the document you want, and click Upload to Server. You'll see a progress bar, and then when it's complete, the document will be put onto your file manager. So to insert this document into my link, I'll check the box, at which point the insert and the view options become available to me. You'll see that they're grayed out when there's nothing selected. And now that they're selected, they're solid. So I can click Insert now. And once again, it fills out my information for me. So because this is a PDF document, it's actually going to open in a new window. That way it'll keep our website in the background. So when the user closes the PDF, they'll still have our website up on their screen. We'll also make sure that the title field is filled out so that screen readers will tell users what they're about to enter. And we'll hit Insert. So this is now linked to my PDF document. This text here is linked to an external website. And this is linked to a page on my website. You can even see in the little tooltip as I hover over the text where those links lead to. And that's the title field that we filled out when we created our link. The next piece I'm going to talk about is inserting an image into our page here. When we want to insert an image into our content, we'll need to place our cursor where we want that image to be placed. So I've clicked at the beginning of my third paragraph, and when I'm ready to insert an image, I'll click the image icon. Now once again, we'll be asked for the image URL, where we can actually click this icon here, the file browser icon, which will launch our file browser. And once again, you will not see this list of schools, but I have to navigate to my training website. And we'll click into the EN folder, and we'll see some familiar folders. They're just laid out in an icon format now that we're looking for an image. So your website will probably come with some stock images that we've populated to begin with. But you also have the ability to upload images to this area. So again, I would recommend, with organization in mind, to upload into your resources folder. You can see your file path here. And because I made an images folder before, this is where I would upload my image to. All you would do is click Upload, choose your file, so I'm going to choose one of these pictures, click Open. Again, this should look familiar to you because it's the same system that we uploaded our PDF using. And here's where my image now is. Now, when I click on the image, it'll want to insert it. However, as you can see, as I scroll over this image, it's quite large and probably too large for inserting into content area. So we're going to need to edit the size of this image. So I'm going to actually click back on my file browser here. Here's the image I want to edit. I'm going to make it a more reasonable size for inserting into my content area. So I'll actually click this little arrow in the bottom right hand corner, which opens a menu. In here you'll find an edit function. And you can see the true size of this image. It really is much too large to insert into a content area. So I'm going to resize the image and then crop it down to something that I can use. The resize tool, when you click here, will suggest a size. However, I actually want to make this much smaller. I'm going to guess a size of 500 pixels wide and hit apply. And now, since this is not quite the shape that I'd like to insert in my page, I'm going to crop it by clicking and dragging after I click the crop tool up here. I can, if I know the width and height that I need, I can set that by clicking in here and typing in the number. But otherwise, I can click and drag, and I'll click apply. Now that looks a little bit more user-friendly for a content area. I now need to save this image, but I don't want to save it over the image that I just uploaded in case I do want to use that for another reason. So what I'll do is add or rename the file to, I'm just going to name it small, and I'll save that. So here's my new image. And when I click that, it looks much better. So an important piece of inserting an image is alt text. This is for accessibility concerns. We want to make sure that screen readers are able to tell users exactly what is taking place in the photo. So in this photo, I will describe it as student looking at artwork. I can now insert this photo, and here it is. It's placed exactly where my cursor was. Now this layout isn't great. I mean, one thing I want is for my text to wrap around the image. So I can change the layout by clicking on the image. I can now tell it's highlighted because it's blue. And I'm able to use my layout tools to change how this image appears. So if I click align left, the text will wrap around the image with a little buffer zone here. I can also align it to the right hand side. Or I can have it on its own in the center. Okay, so that's how to insert an image. What we've also done is we've inserted a link to our PDF and our external website and our own website. Now let's organize this large chunk of text a little better. Large chunks of text are extremely hard to read on a screen, so we want to break it up into smaller bits, a sentence here or two. We also have that neat tool available to us called the accordion. So an accordion is a really great way of organizing a lot of content into a small area. And I'm just going to open a new tab here to show you exactly what an accordion looks like. So if I come to my parent engagement page, you'll see exactly what the user sees for an accordion. When I click one of these rows, it opens up a larger area where I can put more information. So these, like I said, this is a great way to organize a large chunk of information into digestible bits. So I'm going to close our tab again. Okay, so I'm back in my editing area. So if I want to organize this large content amount into an accordion, what I'll do is click this icon. It'll ask me how many rows I want. And really what this is asking us is how many header rows do we want. So if I set 3 rows, and click insert, you can see I end up with 6 rows because we have our header area, and we have our content area. Header, content, header, content. So I can copy my heading into here, and then I can put a large chunk of text down here. And I can do the same for the next 2 rows. Oops, excuse my capitalization there. And I'm just going to paste the same chunk of text down here. Get rid of those spaces. Okay. So that's how we use an accordion. And you've seen the end result of what an accordion actually looks like. The next important step, once we've made some changes to our content, is to save the changes that we've made. You might recognize this icon. It's fairly popular with word processing software. When you click it, it'll save your changes, and it'll pull you out of the text editing area. Now, as you can see, as I scroll down, these are the changes that I've made to my content. Here's my accordion. The accordion does not appear the way that users will see it on the external website, but it's because we're still in editing mode, we see it in this way. Now, if everything looks good to me, what I need to do is publish my changes to the public website. So the way we do that is we'll actually use the very top toolbar up here and our alarm clock icon. When we click that, we'll open a new window where we're able to publish our page. Now we're given the ability to publish our page at a certain date and time. So if I click the calendar icon, I'm given this calendar where I can actually choose the exact date and time. I guess you have to set the time first. So if I want to publish this at 8:30 a.m. on the 21st, maybe I need to set the seconds too. Nope. Wow. There it is, 8:30 a.m. I can also set my page to expire. So if I want it to expire at, let's say, 11 o'clock on October 26th. Or I can choose to publish it immediately by clicking this checkbox and hitting save. So you'll be notified by this yellow bar that your page has been published. Or if you don't have publishing credentials, the admin of your website will be notified that you're ready to publish the page, and they'll have to approve the content. So if I open a new tab, and I go to my page, I will see those changes made to my content. And now I can see exactly how that accordion looks to the external user.